Hey, what's up, guys? How are y'all? Welcome back to the OS Rick Project, episode 62. Guys, how are y'all? How y'all been? What you been up to? How's everything? I hope everything is well. Whether you guys are on your way to work, at work, or working out, thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. Episode 62, episode strong. Can you believe that? Guys, what you been up to? This week has been super rough for me. It really has, and it's still rough. And it's mostly just work related. I'm trying to sort things out, trying to declutter some things in my life, trying to get rid of some things I don't need. Mostly like on the social media stuff. I just realized, you just can't feeding that stuff to your brain because it's not going to do you any good. So what I want to do is I just want to take more time just to, instead of using all that social media just to go brain dead and go into doom scroll. I kind of just want to maybe do some other things. Maybe instead of spending those minutes doing that, maybe read something, or better myself. Just gotta do something. Just gotta change it up. Gotta change it up. And you guys know me. It's just I'm the kind of person where never satisfied. I gotta. It can't be stagnant. I have to change it up. Something has to. You know. I gotta tinker and adjust and everything. That's just me how I am. But anyways, guys, welcome to the project, the only podcast that promises not to drown in pools. Yeah, right. That's gonna happen. Guys, so you have you seen the numbers for Evo? They have been released. Evo 2023. Turns out Street Fighter 6 is now sitting at 7,061 entrants. So, I'll cover the other games too. But just looking at Street Fighter, right? Street Fighter 6, of course, this is the year that it came out. It came out in the beginning of June. So the game will be roughly what, 2 months? June, July, August, like 2.5 months from release. So there's still lots to learn, lots to do. Rashid will be available. That's gonna be interesting. Just looking at how Rashid looks, they had the Rashid, his character trailer release, and oh my god, he's gonna be a mobile monster. I can't wait. I mean, I'm not gonna play him. I'm not gonna play him. I'm the kind of character that's gonna stand in front of the box in front of you and just out punch you. But looking at the way Rashid moves, he's gonna be a monster. Now, him being legal for tournaments for Evo, and this is per Capcom, he'll be legal. I don't know how that's gonna work out. I don't know. I don't know if someone's gonna be crazy enough to actually bring some. Of course, there's gonna be somebody with 7,000 entrants. Someone's gonna bring a Rashid to the floor. How far do you think we get up? That's gonna be interesting, guys. And also, we gotta remember with this Evo, we're not gonna be having top 8. We're gonna be having top 6. So it's gonna be a change of format. Apparently, I think last year the games were running way too late, way too long, which I get it. I get it, because if it goes over, guess who has to pay for the venue? And so, I guess they're trying to keep costs down and just time down, because, it's 8 games, but of course they're gonna have side tournaments and all sorts of stuff, and the spectacles, the entrances, all sorts of stuff. So huge. And also looking at that number for Street Fighter, it says, they have 7,061 entrants. We'll just say 7,000, right? 7,000. Out of that, how many do you think are actually going to show up? Or okay, better yet, how many of those do you think are not going to show up? Are going to be disqualified because of not attending? I'm pretty sure if I was to say, I'd say at least 500 to maybe 1,000 of them. And that's a lot. I don't know, maybe 500, maybe 500. I have no idea. But so, I mean, yes, there's a lot of there's 7,000 people entered, but I don't know if there's going to be actually 7,000 people there. Maybe something came up last minute, or they didn't show up, or they slept in, or maybe they changed them. I don't know. But it does happen. It does happen. So we'll see how that goes. And with that being said, I'm guessing they're going to start pools like 8 a.m. super early and get all these games out of the way. We also have in second place for the second amount of entrants, we have Guilty Gear Strive at 2,481, Tekken 7 at 1,580, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 at 1,346, UMBC 3. I never played much of it. I never really played at all. I just kind of like I kind of just push buttons on the game. So to me, that's not really playing. But the fact that it's getting this many numbers, it's just a sign. It's just a sign of letting you know, like, yo, why are we getting more of these games? And it's unfortunate that Ultimate versus that Marvel versus Capcom Infinite didn't take off. I personally enjoyed that game. I thought it was fun, but at the same time, I think Disney did, in my opinion, I think Disney did just too much meddling with it, and it just the game just wasn't what it should have been, what it could have been. And look, I'm privy to no information. I don't know what's going on, but just from what I've seen and what I heard and everything, it looked like Disney really wanted to push for the Avengers in there, and whatever current phase they were in to want to get those characters in. And of course, that was right before, or yeah, I think that was right before the Disney was picking up Fox, so they didn't have the licensing to the mutants, to the X-Men, right? So I really believe, tinfoil hat chat, all right, I really believe Disney was trying to downplay it and not want them in there just to like lower the value of the X-Men by not having them in media and stuff. So that's what I believe. But in the end of the day, I mean, it doesn't really matter. What's done is done. But I just kind of hope that Capcom looks at these numbers and like, there's people that still want to play this game. They're still playing this version of the game. Does that mean I want to see another Marvel versus Marvel or Capcom X game? Maybe not Marvel, but we could do something else with Capcom. Capcom X something else, or I mean, Capcom versus SNK, Capcom versus Takunoko. Is it Takunoko? But I mean, or Capcom All Stars versus Capcom. I don't know. I mean, Capcom already just has so much IPs and characters to choose from that they could do something. So yes, I would like to see Marvel in there, but if they have to draw from something else, which I think they can, I'd say go for it, man. Go for it. Dragon Ball Fighters at 838. King of Fighters 15 at 666. Okay. Multi Blood Type Lumina 554, and Mortal Kombat 11 at 449 entrants. So we see the numbers, and honestly, I wouldn't be. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be exactly that many people who actually show up. There's gonna be some people that just woke up late or decided not to go or blah blah blah. I mean, it happens. That's fine, but this evil's gonna be huge, at least for the Street Fighter. I mean, on Street Fighter 6 size, and I think even for Street Fighter has a new record, and I believe Guilty Gear has a new record. So I mean, and I love both those games. I enjoyed it. Guilty Gear, at first I wasn't really sold on it, but after playing it more and more and more, it really grew on me, and I do enjoy it. And I actually went recently back to go play some. I really do like playing Leo Whitefang. He's just so much fun. He is a great character, guys. And I know some people say he's a charge character, but I'm telling you, after playing Guile in Street Fighter and then playing Leo in Guilty Gear, like, he's not a charge character, bro. He has charge moves, but he's not a charge character. Don't let that fool you, man. Play Leo. He is fun. So with that, I saw a tweet from Ace King Offsuit, and he tweeted out the numbers. He did some numbers crunching, and it turns out that 77.7% of all competitors at Evo are entering Street Fighter 6. So there is a lot of overlap. If you're playing one game and you enter another one, chances are it's probably Street Fighter. So that's awesome. I can't wait. It should be happening. I think it's in. Oh my god. Let me check. I think Evo. Let me double check just to make sure, you guys. I don't want to give y'all fake information because that's not what we do here on the OS Rick. Well, do we? I mean, I've been known allegedly, right? That's why you gotta say everything allegedly. That way they won't freaking sue your ass. It'll be August 4th through the 6th. So it's coming up, boys. It's coming up. Can't wait. Yeah. So that's something to look forward to. Get ready, guys. What else has been out? Exo Primal from Capcom has been released. Is this on your radars? It wasn't personally on my radar. I know it's been out there. It's been like that group co-op dino shooter game, which I'm looking around, and I like Twitter for that. Just look around when people get impressions of video games and stuff. And okay, if it's something that if I know I'm not gonna be playing, then I kind of want to get their impression. If it's something that I'm interested in, then I kind of just hold off on reading reviews and impressions, whatever. But anyways, on this one, someone tweeted out saying like, and I wish I knew who the tweet was, who tweeted it out, but they said this is a fun game, but it's not a $60 game. If you have Game Pass, then it'll be worth it. And I was like, man, that somehow, like, even though I haven't played the game, it doesn't look like it's gonna be my cup of tea. It looks like that could be a really good way of describing a game. Where there's how there's some games out there you're like, this is a $60 game. This is a AA game disguising as a AAA game, and I'm sure we've seen it, right? We've seen some stuff like that where, so say like Forspoken or something. What else? I kind of want to say, no, I can't. I can't say on things that I haven't played, right? I can't talk shit about games that I haven't played. Or well, I can, but I don't think that's the right way to go about it, right? But there's some games out there when you look at them, you're like, this is a $60 game? I don't think so, man. I don't think it's a $60 game. And that's probably when it shines, or like it's the real benefit for Microsoft, Xbox, when the Game Pass, because I know a lot of people say it's gonna be a game one day one on Game Pass, day one on Game Pass, and I'm like, you know, if you want mediocre games, then yeah, Game Pass is a good deal. But that's if you want mediocre. I mean, in my opinion, I feel they're mediocre games. I mean, I'd rather pay, I paid I didn't pay $70, but I did pay $60 only because I had some certificates, some coupons on Best Buy. I'm budget, boys. I'm still poverty. Don't forget that, okay? I paid, and if I didn't have the certificates, I still would have purchased Final Fantasy 16. Which is turning out to be a really good game. Maybe a little bit too much cutscenes, but it's a really good game. It really is. What else? There's some games out there. Like, okay, I'm gonna pay the premium price. I don't mind. But then again, there's some other games you're like, nah, I ain't paying for this. Whether it's just not a fun game or not optimized for whatever it's being released on, right? So yeah, Exoprimal out there. Cool. When it comes to Capcom, what I'm waiting for on them now is, I'm not even like, I thought I was excited for their characters coming out for Street Fighter 6, but not really. Not really. I'm not hype on that yet. Dragon's Dogma 2. That one will be the one that's on my radar. I don't know if it's gonna be a day one purchase, but that's the one I'm gonna be keeping my eyes on, and waiting for it to come out and when it gets released. I'm kind of hoping it's kind of like, and I don't mean kind of like as in it plays like Monster Hunter, but it kind of like, it's Monster Hunter, where I'm not the biggest fan of that franchise, but I take that leap of faith and it turns out like, oh, this is actually a really fun game. I'm hoping that's how Dragon Dogma 2 lands with me. So we'll see. But we'll talk about future release stuff later. Final Fantasy 7 now on mobile. I saw Square Enix like tweet that out. I'm like, you guys just can't let that one go, huh? You can't just let like you can't let Final Fantasy, just leave Final Fantasy 7 alone. Leave Final Fantasy 7 alone. Like, at this point, it's just like, what are you guys doing here? Like, I'm a fan of I'm a fan of F7. I'm a big time fan. Okay, I got the remake. I played the OG version. I recently started playing it again. I played some of the spin-off games. It's great. But now I'm at the point now where I'm just like, maybe we should just like make something else. Make something else. I don't know. I guess that's how you get Final Fantasy 16, right? You get a Final Fantasy game that isn't a Final Fantasy game. What else we got here? What else? Oh, okay. So Microsoft. It looks like it looks like they will be finally closing on the Activision Blizzard deal. I think they have to clear out some stuff with the STC or something in Europe. I think they got to clear out something in the European branch. Everywhere else around the world, I think they're golden. So I think they just got to clear some stuff in Europe, and I think they're going to be able to finalize. And I believe Sony or the FTC. I think Sony is the FTC at this point. I think Sony is the FTC, or they got their fingers in there. They were going to appeal it, and I think that the Ninth Circuit courts decided, nah, we're done. But from what I've gathered, it looks like Microsoft said that they were promising, they're gonna promise. I think they got, and I hope they got it in writing, but they're gonna promise that they're gonna keep Call of Duty on PlayStation, but the rest of the Activision Blizzard franchises will be on exclusively to the Microsoft Xbox ecosystem, whether that's on Game Pass or the consoles or PC. I'm not too sure, but I don't know how I feel too much about this. And by the way, guys, this deal has been going on since January 18th, 2022. So it's been going on for over a year now. And it's a 68, almost a 69, a 68.7 billion deal. So it's huge, $1 billion deal. So it's huge, big money. And I think about it, like, do you think, I saw someone talk about this on Twitter, and I thought it was a good mental practice. And someone said, do you think Microsoft would have done this deal knowing that they couldn't win the courts and trials and win the deal of acquiring Activision Blizzard? And I thought about it. It's like, you're probably right. I'm pretty sure they have tons of lawyers and people in the inside, and knowing that, look, if we're gonna do this, we can't be wasting money, getting caught, like, held up in courts and stuff. We've got to make sure we have a legit chance of making this happen. And I think that's probably what they did. I think they knew that they were going to get this. It was going to be just a little bit of time, and it had to clear out some courts, different regions, and eventually we get it. And, at the end of the day, I stopped playing Call of Duty a long time ago. So I really don't care. Honestly, I think the whole franchise is trash. I think the way they do it, they monetize it, everything. I mean, and that's just not Call of Duty. I mean, whatever Activision Blizzard does, I really don't like them as a developer or a publisher or anything. And that's a discussion to have later on. However you guys feel about it, that's up to you. If you want to spend and buy it, up to you. Great. But me personally, I mean, I could see the appeal if I was a business owner, Microsoft, and they're like, yo, we could make more money with we acquired this. Yeah, why not? In that sense, yeah, pick it up. But not having just having Call of Duty on the PlayStation and a Switch, for that weird. I don't know how they're gonna do it. Now let's go a little bit deeper, guys. Do you think now that Activision Blizzard is in house with all the other developers, that's another conversation to have too. You think the quality of the games are going to change? You think they're going to be? You think the quality is going to change? I'm going to say you think they're still good. I don't think they're good. You think the quality is going to change? You think it's going to be suffer for the worse or for the better? Because I haven't seen anything impressive from anything that from all the developers and studios that Microsoft has acquired over the years. I haven't seen anything. I'm sorry, I haven't. I even talked to my coworker who was playing the Plague's Tale or whatever, the sequel one. He's like, yeah, the game's kind of boring. Like the walking simulator. He's like, yeah, it was boring. I mean, I never played it, but just looking at it, I'm like, look, bro, I played Death Stranding. At least that one I could say I got. You got Kojima at the helm. With the crazy ass storytelling. This one, what do you got? Whatever. I just haven't seen anything impressive from whatever Microsoft has picked up over the years. With Activision Blizzard, is that going to change? Probably not. I don't think so. I think they're going to just as just stick to part, just stick to what they're doing and keep it the same way, and keep printing out some money. Just keep printing some money. That's all they're gonna want. Make a have these three developers make a Call of Duty every year, and then make sure you do update the battle royale, and then make sure you have battle passes and premium passes and top tier executive premier passes, because that's a thing now. Or maybe has that been a thing, or is it just a thing now? I don't know. Ridiculous, you know. So yeah, I don't know how you guys feel about it. Me, whatever. It is what it is. Nothing for me changes. It just I just whatever Microsoft is doing, and I was really rooting for them. I was really wanting them to win this generation, and not win over Sony, but just win overall as general. Just like have a good solid option. And anybody who says Game Pass is a great deal, I don't believe you. I really don't. I'm a firm believer of it's just a mediocre. It's just a game. It's just something to play mediocre games. I mean, I haven't seen anybody say, "Oh, dude, I'm glad I got Game Pass because I can." No, no, no. I have nobody say that. I just hear people be like, "Well, at least I can get on this," and that's it. Like kind of like a a concession of some sort or something like that. Got Bulma on the shirt anyway. Um, but yeah, that's what we got. That's what we got. Let's see, guys. Last week I had some stuff I wanted to talk about, but we ran out of time, so I want to like bring it back up. That way we can wrap up this podcast. Okay, so we are over. We are past the halfway point for this year, 2023. And you guys know how I feel about gaming this year. It's been, peaks and valleys, highs and lows. Every year we get some stinkers, but this time we've had some really, really lows and some really, really highs. Really, really high. Tears of the Kingdom. That's it. Right? Anything else that's been super good? That's been super great this year? I don't want to say Jedi Survivor. I don't think that was great. I don't. I don't think Hogwarts Legacy was great either. I think if you take away the Harry Potter IP, and I've heard some friends talk about this before, if you take away the Harry Potter IP, it just becomes just an open world sandbox video game. But the twist is that you're a wizard, Harry, or a wizard that became a witch, or a witch that became a. I still don't understand that. Like, you guys are literally casting spells. Drink a potion or something. I don't know. Um, So the second half of 2023, August. In August, we have Blasphemous 2. Did you guys ever play the first Blasphemous? No, just Blasphemous. Get a chance to play Blasphemous? It was actually a really fun game. If you like the side-scrolling Metroid game, it's what it is. I'm not gonna call it a Metroidvania because I don't understand that term. What's a Metroidvania? Like which Castlevania? Like there's only one Castlevania. That was Symphony of the Night. So it's just like it's more aligned to like a Metroid or something. That's just me having to put things in their boxes, right, guys? So yeah, if you like Metroid, if you enjoyed Symphony of the Night, if you enjoyed Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, you will probably like Blasphemous. It's just very heavily. I love the game. I enjoy the game very much. It's my wallpaper. It's very much a very dark fantasy, um, just enriched and wrapped in Spanish religious folklore and everything, which is really it's phenomenally dark, and I like it. It's more platformer than it is. Well, it's definitely a Metroid. It's definitely a Metroid, but it really has a lot of emphasis on the platforming. And I played it on the Switch, and I had a good experience with it. But it did have some things where and this is coming from a small indie team, so there's gonna be some bugs, okay. But it was never too many bugs where it was like game shattering or whatever. There's just some things where like you die. You guys know like on like an Elden Ring or Dark Souls, like if you like accidentally fall off a ledge, they're not gonna put your runes at the very bottom. They'll put it like on the ledge right before you fell off to your death, so you could pick them up. On this one, similar, but you can't recover your spirit or your body. Well, it'll glitch out sometimes where the body will just be at the bottom of the spikes, and spikes are instant death. So it's just like, oh, great, oh, great. I mean, that's it. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. It's just you have to hold that, you know. But yeah, I mean, some minor bugs here and there, but overall, it was a fun game. It reminds me a lot of how, like, the game will give you some clues of what's going on in the story, but you kind of have to go find it for yourself to actually know what's going on. And I know the game had like two endings, two maybe three endings, and the boss fights were memorable. They were pretty cool. The abilities were fun. The exploring was, I mean, I enjoyed it a lot. It was a fun game. So Blasphemous 2 coming out, definitely will be picking that up. I mean, not only will I be supporting an indie developer, which I'm all for. I think if you're gonna support somebody, support the indies, man. So I'm looking forward to that one. Can't wait. If I get it now, do I get it on the Switch or do I get it on PC? It's a small enough game, and you guys heard me say this a million times already. But indies, I like getting them on the Switch. So I might get it on the Switch for this one. So we'll see. We also have Armored Core 6 coming out in August. I'm looking forward to that one. Never played an Armored Core game in my life, but the track record that FromSoft has been on, I'm in. I'm in. I'll be most likely a highly chance that it'll be a day one pickup for me. So I'm trying not to get too much information on this game because I want it to be something that I really enjoy when I get to experience it when I first play it. Similar to Elden Ring, I know there was betas, there were screenshots, there was stuff going on, and I purposely kind of just had a blackout because when I came to this game, I wanted to enjoy it for what it was and not have anybody's impressions or reviews kind of like mix influence my experience going into it. So Armored Core 6, I'm excited to see that one. And Sea of Stars, I've been keeping my eye on that one for a while now. I think it's another small team that was very heavily inspired by Chrono Trigger. So I can't wait. And that one will also be on the Switch if I pick that one up. In September, we have Starfield. Who's excited for Starfield? Raise your hands out. Who's out there? Which one of y'all is excited for Starfield? Raise your hand. Yeah, no, a little bit, kinda. I thought at first I was excited for Starfield, and then I just kind of like took a step back and realized, yeah, it's a Bethesda game, Rick. It's a Bethesda game. In the end, at the very end, in its core, when you boil it down, it's a Bethesda game. And what does Bethesda do? What do they do really, really well? Well, they definitely know when it comes to getting little perks and abilities. That is very fun. Crafting, item building. I remember having a really great time with Skyrim. A really great time with Skyrim. Fallout, not so much. So I don't know how to adjust my expectations when it comes to Starfield. I don't know really, and I know they're gonna be, they've been. I don't want to say overly ambitious, but they have stated, we'll be having over 1,000 worlds, things to do, so many talents and outcomes and stuff like that. And I just part of me just feels like, man, this is gonna be a little rough on launch. I don't know. I can't rightly say how this game's gonna come out. I mean, I want it to come out good. I want it to come out just swinging out the gates just for the fans, right? I mean, the fans have probably had like just a series of just. I know my wife, she was really burned out by Fallout 76. She was excited for it, and then when she actually got to play and realized what kind of game it was, she just was just kind of defeated and just never came back. And even though I hear the game's in a lot better place now, she was just really let down by its initial release and performance. We'll see. Starfield. Honestly, I do not plan on picking it up. Also, guys, I don't know if you guys were aware, but I know AMD. I think they like partnered up exclusively with Bethesda to help really optimize it for their GPUs, which is cool. But at the same time, I don't know if they're gonna like optimize it with DLSS for Nvidia. That's a conversation for another day, for another time. But I know there's some deals where if you pick up some AMD CPUs or GPUs, you get a copy of Starfield also. So if you guys are looking to build some PCs, you might want to look into that. Just FYI, just letting y'all know. But yeah, Starfield, and we have Baldur's Gate. Oh no, we have some more games. Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate. CRPGs. You guys a fan of it? Do you enjoy them? Recently they had this one little demo where they just show like the dude about to get it on with the bear, and I was like, "Get out, get out!" Like, really, you guys? This is the angle we're going for? Like what? You think we're all furries or something? Like, okay. I saw that. I was like, okay, okay. Well, that's good for them. That's good for them. Baldur's Gate. I did buy an early access copy for the wife, and she played it for a little bit, but I don't think it hooked her. Maybe once we get to the finished product, she might give it another go and try it out and test it. So we'll see. But me personally, not interested in Baldur's Gate. And I'm kind of disappointed. I thought it was gonna be a Baldur's Gate like the version that was released back in the PS2, which was, ARPG. That the isometric top-down view. I thought it was gonna be something like that, not like like original Divinity 2 Original Sin. I didn't think it was gonna be like that, So it's not really my cup of tea. It's fine. We have Liza P coming out. How do you guys feel about that? How do you guys feel about Liza P? This is probably the closest you were gonna get to like a successful a sequel to Bloodborne. And I'm not gonna call it. I'm not gonna call it that freaking. I don't know why people call it Soulsborne. I don't get that stupid term. It's gonna be an action adventure game, which is probably gonna borrow a lot, from the aesthetics of Bloodborne and maybe even some of the mechanics. I don't know. I'm not. I see this game and I just okay. First of all, I'm not a fan of steampunk. I hate steampunk. I think it's overdone. It's annoying. It's like, why is there a cog? Why is there a cog in your monocle, bro? I don't get it. I'm more a fan of like steampunk. I'm sorry, I'm not steampunk. It just got confirmed. I'm more a fan of like diesel punk and shit, like Mad Max and stuff. I like that aesthetic. That's pretty cool to me. I like how that looks. Steam, I just it's too pretty, too clean, too whatever. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. But it looks like a darker version of that. Set with a Pinocchio backdrop as a story. So not gonna be a day one pickup for me, but I'll definitely keep my eyes out on it. We'll see how that one goes. It just from what I see, it just looks more action, it just looks like an action game that just borrows, from what FromSoft has been doing. We'll see. It could be good. It could be great. We also have Mortal Kombat 1 coming out in August. Again, I thought I was gonna be excited for this game, but then I realized it's still a NRS game. It's still a Mortal Kombat game. It's still gonna have those stiff animations. It's gonna have just gratuitous amounts of gore and blood just because it wants to be. They got the sweats when it comes to the fatality stuff. I think the only thing it has going for it is like it has some rumored. Okay, so take it with the grain of salt. It has rumored to have some different guests from different franchises in. I think they said Homelander from The Boys and Peacemaker from DC. So I mean, I'll hand it to NRS when it comes to the crossovers. They're pretty good because they'll grab from other, not necessarily video game franchise. They could grab from movie franchise, TV stuff, and bring them in. I mean, the ultimate crossover game is freaking Smash Ultimate. I mean, look, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Is that not the best crossover game ever? It's Smash, right? I mean, you got everybody in there. Everybody's in there. Snake's in there. You got Snake fighting. You got Snake fighting Joker in a freaking Final Fantasy VII stage. I mean, while someone's equipped with a freaking that has flower power, that gives Mario ability to shoot fireballs. Like, I mean, that's the biggest crossover game for sure, right? But when it comes to like guest characters, Mortal Kombat, they have it there. They kind of nailed it there. But at the end of the day, it's an NRS game, and I'm just not a fan of NRS games. I'm not. I mean, I like Street Fighter, I like Guilty Gear, I like King of Fighters, um, but not NRS. I'm sorry, guys. And again, they've been doing the whole, I'll call them out. And Guilty Gear did, Arxis did with Guilty Gear 2. You get the ultimate premium edition. You get early access to the game, which I think is BS. I think what they need to do is let everybody have access to the early game, so you could test it out for everybody, and have stress test the servers and not have people buy. You shouldn't have to pay to be a beta tester. They should pay you, or give you the privilege of letting you play their game. You shouldn't pay to be a beta tester. Cyberpunk 2077, the Phantom Liberty DLC. Wait, okay, that was all. That was September. Yeah, September. Cyberpunk 2077. I bought it last year when it was on sale during the winter Steam holiday sale. And I did the intro and it just didn't bring me in. As much hype as there was for that game, notorious, right? Notoriously at launch, it was just, I heard some people say it was okay. I heard some people say it wasn't playable and they got to get refunds. I think the people who said that was okay probably had it like on, beefier PC or something. If you tried playing it on the previous gen consoles, good luck. It probably wasn't even playable. So, yeah. And then, I mean, the game's in a good spot. I tried playing it. It just didn't draw me in. I do like cyberpunk aesthetic. I think it's pretty cool. I like that style. I like the genre, But the game itself just didn't win me over. I mean, and it could be, maybe it's just a CD Projekt Red thing for me, because Witcher 3, I tried playing that game several times and I just can't get out of the white orchids, the white orchids or whatever, the beginning area. I felt the game was just mid. It really was. I mean, maybe it shines later on when it starts developing the characters and the stories, and other characters come back after doing them wrong on a quest or something. Maybe that's when it pays off. But for me, it just didn't grab me right at the gate. And some people like it. That's fine. But my answer is, when it comes to a game I don't like, I just say it just wasn't for me. Because some people will be like, "Why don't you like that game?" Like, I'm sorry, dude. The game was just not all that. I mean, I'm sure it turned into a great TV show. Season 1 was great. I don't know what they're doing now, but yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 with the Phantom Liberty DLC. Yeah, you get to play. Well, I don't know, you get to play, but I know Idris Elba is in there. Is that a selling point for you guys, having celebrities in y'all's game? At first I thought it was cool, but then I thought about it. You know what? Instead of like paying, having to pay to get celebrities in your game, maybe you should just like pay your developers and just make it a better game or something. Or use AI. You should use AI, steal their likeness, and use AI and just put it in their game, right? I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. You'll strike your ass, boys. In October, we have the Lords of the Fallen. I think that's another Souls-esque action adventure game. Apparently, the first one came out, I think it was called like Lord of the Fallen. Now they changed it to the sequel is now the Lords of. I don't know who came up with the naming. They need to get fired. But yeah, we got another action RPG Souls that borrows heavy from the FromSoft franchise. So we'll see how that goes. I did see some of the, I don't know if it's gameplay, but I did see some demos and pictures. The aesthetics look pretty cool. Real dark and grim, which is like right up my alley. But as for it being day one, no, thank you. We have Spider-Man 2 coming out. I know that there's a lot of fan. Anybody? Spider-Man 2? Couple of hands, yeah. That one's gonna do great. Insomniac, what they did with Miles Morales and Spider-Man, I think they're knocking out of the park. It's if you enjoyed anything, if you never played them, if you never played them, and you have played the Arkham series, the Batman Arkham series, it's similar to that style. That's similar in that vein, where you get abilities, you level them up, get new stuff, traverse around. Well, it's Gotham over there, but in this one, I guess Manhattan and stuff like that. Um, on this one, it looks like you'll be able to bounce between Miles and Peter, so that could be cool. It has potential to make some great gameplay and stuff like that. I remember playing the first one, the first Spider-Man, and I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna platinum this game. So I started grinding all the freaking side quests, and after a while, I was like, yo, these side quests are kind of boring, bro. I'm tired of collecting Peter's backpacks or his camera or hidden laboratories or finding pigeons all over town. After a while, I was like, I just put the game down, and never came back. I was like, okay, cool. I mean, it was fun for what I played it, but I was like, okay, I'm fine. I don't have to finish this. It's cool. And then we also have in October the Metal Gear Solid Collection Volume 1. So it's going to be Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, Snake Eater. Snake Eater is a phenomenal. I'll actually, you know, yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2 might be like the black sheep of that series, but it actually is a fun game. It is a good game. Yeah, it kind of sucks. You play a snake for the tanker mission, for the first hour, first 45 minutes slash hour. And then you go to big show and you're like, all right, when do I get to play a snake? You're like, yeah, that's the neat part. You don't. You get to play as Raiden. And, Raiden's kind of, he's kind of new to the scene. So he's kind of a dork. But you know what? He's not you know what? I say that, but I'm gonna play the game and I'm gonna be like, Raiden's freaking garbage, bro. That's what's gonna happen, right? So I mean, yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2, in my opinion, it's kind of like the black sheep of the series, but it's not terrible. It's not terrible. Well, out of that collection, out of the first three, it might be the weakest one, but it's only because the other 1 and 3 are just really phenomenal, in my opinion. The first one, like if you look at it, I was having a conversation with my friend Shane, and he was looking at all these different 90s spy movies and how it looked like to him that Kojima borrowed a lot from these spy movies, the way the intro, the music, the way the lettering, the casting was coming out as the game started. And he said he felt like he saw a lot of that in this game. And I could believe it. I have to go back and play it myself because it's been a long time. But I could believe it. I know Kashima's a big movie buff, so I wouldn't be surprised, if that inspired him to make the shoot the game the way he did. But definitely Metal Gear Solid 1 and 3 are just phenomenal games. And 2 is good. But like I said, I think it doesn't stand shoulder to shoulder to with 1 and 3. So I'm looking forward to that. That one, I believe it's coming out on every console. So maybe we get it on PC. And I kind of want to get it on the Switch, but I might have to check out Old Boys at Digital Foundry and see how it performs on the Switch. It should be able to be fine. It should be able to be fine. I mean, it's an older game. The Switch can handle. I'm pretty sure the Switch could could handle it. So we'll see. But yeah, those are. Oh wait, and November we have. In November, all right, guys, Persona 5 Tactica, where I'm trying to get to the point where with Persona, how I am with Final Fantasy 7, where it's like, all right, guys, can we stop? Can we stop just like making spin-offs and just like start working on the next thing or something? Unless it's a fighting game. If they make a fighting game, we talk. We'll talk. We'll talk with fighting games, okay? If we make a fighting game, but just kind of making all these little mobile games and spin-off games. Like I kind of want to try it out. I'm looking forward to, but I have to see. I have to see who's gonna be making it, who's gonna be developing it. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm on the fence about that one. As much as I enjoy Persona 5, which I enjoyed a lot. I don't know. And Persona is one of those things where it's like the first one you play is probably gonna be your favorite one, because I know some people say they truly love Persona 3, and some people say they really, Persona 4 is their favorite one, and and that's all good. If you like Persona, you're good. You're good. Okay. So we'll see. I'll be reserved for that one as it gets closer, which is November. I know it sounds like forever, but it's gonna be November before we know it. And we have in November, what I'm looking forward to. And mind you guys, there's a whole bunch of other games coming out. This is just what I'm looking forward to, right? Super Mario RPG, Legend of Seven Stars. That one has nostalgia just written all over. I can't wait. I think it'll be perfect for the freaking Nintendo Switch. I'm gonna play it. Nostalgia be damned. I don't care. I'm gonna play it because I want to play it. I mean, just it was such a great game. It was such a great game. It really kind of cemented my love for turn-based RPGs back in the day. I remember running that game from Blockbuster and having a third slot and it's just saving the third slot and hopefully like nobody would freaking overwrite it when I got back to the game. So yeah, that was really a fun game. What else we got, guys? I think we're done for this one. Actually, no, we'll go a little bit extra. Before we wrap it up, I want to talk about so the games that have been coming out. According to the NPD, the National Purchase Diary, check them out, guys. They always got good information when it comes to the number of stuff sold and whatever. Year to date, top selling games according to the NPD report. At number 1, we have Hogwarts Legacy. At number 2, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Number 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the 2022 version. Okay, that one's still selling. That's third place for best year to date top selling game for 2023. At number 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and at number 5, Resident Evil 4. So, I have Resident Evil and Star Wars out of those games. I have Modern Warfare 2, but I picked it up when that came out. Did it? No, I didn't pick up that one. Not that I picked up the one before that one, I believe. Yeah, because I don't remember 22 getting that one. So yeah. Of course, Call of Duty doesn't surprise me. So I think by the time it's all said and done, Call of Duty will be the one that will have the most sales. Hogwarts Legacy. I know last year Elden Ring was up there, and I think eventually got dethroned by Call of Duty. Hogwarts Legacy might have better sales than Elden Ring now, which is fine. I don't care. I mean, sales is sales. But just letting you know, I mean, that's just the power of the IP. It's a very strong. It's worldwide. You know, Harry Potter. I know. J.K. Rowling gets some stuff because of her comments of what she says. Some people can't stand her. Some people don't care. Me personally, I don't care. But you know, even with that, right? I would say even if you take it away, you can't take it away because she's always gonna be part of it. It just shows you how strong the Harry Potter, the Hogwarts IP is. So I mean, doing good for them. Final Fantasy 16 has sold 3 million copies since the release date on June 28th. So Final Fantasy 16 looks like it's doing a good spot. Of course, and I was having a conversation with chat about this last night during the stream. You know, Final Fantasy 16, we kind of all agreed that it's gonna probably do really well the first couple of weeks, the first month of release. It's gonna have some high numbers, but then as the year goes on, it's gonna just taper off and fall off, just because you know it's and I'm fine with that. It is what it is. You know, the game is just it's single. It's just single player experience. That's it. I know the developers has said that they're open to the possibility of doing some DLC for this game, but it's not set in stone yet. So we'll see. I mean, even Final Fantasy 15, I know they had some DLC chapters being released. I know they had like a CGI movie to come out before to help build the story. This one, it seems like you just got the game and that's it. And I've been enjoying it. The story is good at some parts, and actually the story's fine. I'm enjoying the story. It's a good part. The only time, I mean, I talked about the story. It's just the cutscenes. I just feel like I just did a quest to pick up special soil, and then I'm getting a cutscene. Like just say, hey, thanks very much. You know, put it in text or something, and let me go and do the next set of side quests and stuff. But overall, my experience with Final Fantasy 16 has been positive. The combat is phenomenal. That's the best part. But you know, selling 3 million copies, I feel like having the name Final Fantasy helps with that. But we'll see. You know, this is the first Final Fantasy where they're kind of like No, Final Fantasy 15 was more in the action pace. So I don't know. Maybe this is a trend that's going to be working out for Square Enix. We'll see. Guys, I think that's it for today. I know I went a little bit over. I always go a little bit over, but that's fine. It's the podcast, anyways. Guys, I know I've been going through some stuff lately. I don't know what that means for the podcast or for the content creating or whatever. I know I decluttered a lot of stuff. I got rid of Discord. I got rid of Facebook. I got rid of Instagram. It's just trying to just get rid of things that I just don't, that are just distractions, and rather just focus on the streaming and doing the podcast. But even then, sometimes I feel like, what, maybe I got to take a break and step away from that and recharge my batteries and come back and to really appreciate it. And if I truly like it, maybe I'll come back. And if not, well, it's an experience that I did, and I was able to share with you guys for a bit. But it's not over yet, guys. Not over yet. I do plan on finishing out this month. And see where that goes. But it is what it is. I'm always adjusting and trying to do new things, different things. So we'll see how it goes. But anyways, guys, episode 62. Thank you very much for listening. I really appreciate it. If you're just listening on a podcast platform, remember, guys, that's another thing I was thinking about too, guys. Like, why should I pay to put on a podcast platform? I could just put this thing on YouTube or something, right? We'll see. But yeah, guys, if you guys want to see the video, it's on YouTube also. So make sure you check it out there. Make sure you do all the good stuff that you need to be doing to help, with the algorithms and shit like that. Anyways, guys, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for listening. Have a wonderful week. Get some me time. Get some time to relax and just unwind, and some alone time just to relax. I mean, not to relax, but just to, reflect and not get all caught up in, all the rigors and obligations of the world. Anyways, guys, I love you. I appreciate you. Have a good night, and I will see y'all